Hello, testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Hello? Hello. It's me, Stoic Man, the philosopher robot man thing from the future and the past. Lore TBD. How y'all doing? Even though it's been a couple of days, I still miss you all the same. We're gonna be partying today, getting 57, so that I can then let Ninja die forever, and I won't have to think about it anymore. Why are we getting 57 specifically to Ninja? For Hocho, you big silly buns. The meme cooking katana. It do be literally the only reason. I mean, the job has been pretty fun. The sheer expense, the abhorrent expenditure has not been fun, but the actual gameplay has been good, you know? And that's before the buffs. I felt that way before the buffs. We are party constructioning. I just need to fill the last spot. There is an endless series of Beastmasters and Thieves that are looking. I do not mind inviting one of the 8 million Thieves and Beastmasters, but we will see if this random samurai that just popped up wants to party. Hello. Do you need it? Level sync 52. Coastal tunnel. Position. Would I take up Ninja again, knowing that the sheer insanity of money investment that it would require to try hard it to a reasonable extent and getting it up to 57? Yeah. Is me spending all the money that I have up until this point, being sweaty with it, is it reasonable to have done that to get cooking ostensibly up an extra 3 skill from the cooking katana in order to make back the money that I would then get afterward from food selling? Like, worth it? Like, does that make sense in terms of like a long-term expenditure? Probably not. Is it funny? Yeah, it's pretty funny. I'm normal, right? I don't have any of my my non-synthesized voice, right? Hello, testing to myself. Hello. No, I sound right. What if I turn on demon mode?
Reinitializing? Yeah, that probably sounds so good. Rest in peace, earphone users.
I don't know, maybe this is better because we're in like a big ass cave. Does this immerse you? Do you, the countless viewers, feel immersed right now? Fucking mash 1 in chat if you're immersed. Hang on, I have a legitimate question in chat, please hold. If it was about average cost to a DD, would you keep going with it? You mean like, have I done enough like damage dealing with it to have warranted the cost investment? I would say no, but it's like a very soft no. Undoubtedly, I've done some serious damage. But even if I were to treat it like a DD, which I've had the opportunity to, and being sweaty with it, and having reasonably high accuracy without going overboard into accuracy as opposed to attack, I've been able to get the most close to a conventional damage dealer's numbers when I've had free access to Shuriken. Shuriken is supposed to be part of Ninja's DD kit to the extent that that you can throw out basically like 4 weapon swings worth of damage every 3 seconds. Truly psychotic. Like, the only barrier to you damage dealing with Shuriken as a ninja is finding all the gil that you would need to invest in order to make them at cost, mind you, and a smithing friend who is willing to put up with you using 4 stacks worth of shuriken every time that you want to party. Because I basically like paced it out, right? I was like, okay, I start the party with 4 stacks and then I end up with like 30 at the end of it. If I'm literally throwing shuriken non-stop, it's about 4 stacks per fight. To put that into perspective, it takes about, and this was pre recipe change, by the way. It took about 15,000 to make 1 stack of Juji shuriken. To buy it from the like a Tenshoto vendor was and still is like 30,000 plus. Like would you if you didn't have to pay for tools, if it was just like an MP pool instead? Sure. I do think that there is a advantage to being able to freely cast debuffs without having to worry about an MP pool. I do that all the time. I like my given rotation to date has been, blind, because I mean you can't soften the enemy to darkness element because you have no elemental tool that reduces darkness resistance, and then you cast the ice down or the ice weakness elemental tool to make them weak to ice. Then you use paralyze because, unlike in Pokemon, paralyzed is an ice element for whatever reason. This would be different, LMAO. Invite me back in 4 minutes, Quintilian and Choco. All right. Rain is grabbing Choco. You paralyze them. It takes a little bit longer because there's no knee equivalent for the paralysis ninja tool for whatever reason. Let's see. And then what do I do? Oh yeah, then you lower their resistance to earth because slow is earth element. And then I basically never do the poison because I've never been able to figure out definitively like how effective the poison is. Like, is it just the same amount of damage over time as, the OG poison? There's no poison 2, so, or like there's no knee version of the poison, so I have to assume that it's the normal ass poison, which sucks.
Well, excuse me, princess.
But yeah, being able to basically get off like 3 really important debuffs, blind, paralysis, and slow, within the span of about 10 seconds of like the opening of the fight is really good. Being able to do at this level about 70 to 150 damage unresisted on each of your tools is really cool. The new 2-hour is hilarious. And then it gives you back 4 shadows, and then it duplicates the elemental spell casts that you have times the number of shadows that you currently have up. It does use a shadow for each cast that you do, but if you somehow don't have hate by the time that you run out of shadows, you can recast the shadows and then use up the rest of your deal. Or if you want to be extremely fancy, which I'm all about, I advocate that, you could use a couple of casts to basically get 5 charges off of whatever elemental spell. I have mine starting with wind, and then a cast of ice, and then you deliberately cancel your shadows so that you have none anymore. Then you cast knee in order to get back 4 shadows, and then you just run through the rest. You will almost certainly get hate because you're basically doing like, you're basically casting as like 5 different ninjas doing an elemental spell thing. You could also be insanely frisky with it, even more so than the level of friskiness that I've been advocating to date. And if you are skill chaining and you don't care about blowing your 2-hour, you could 2-hour, wait for a skill chain that has dual elements involved, and then cast and magic burst, basically dealing like 700, 850 damage, per cast. Now understand, it's not like a realistic example. You can't do that every fight, but it's just, it's there. It's possible and realistic for you to do. I have not used the. I'm gonna butcher this, so you and I are gonna go for a ride in a second. The Inna, I'm gonna look it up. Inna show, isn't it like Inna show Foodna or something? On Fantasy 11. Inno she no Fuda.
Why have I been suffered?
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a decent guy.
I have not used those. Last I checked, a stack was like 15,000. One, because they're a pain in the ass, because they require, if I remember correctly, like a bunch of different crafts at once. And you need to spend more tools in the making of it than you actually get back from it. I think it's like 6 different tool bags of like 6 different types of tools, and it gets converted into four tool bags back. But I get that, you know, that's the price of convenience. I mean, it does kind of hurt the people that I think it should give an equivalent number of tools back. I don't really know why they didn't go that route. All right, people are getting closer, so I'm gonna do some sussing out. So our objective in this party that we have constructed is to pool. I already have a tank. The plan is to get me a little bit back, or a little bit into level 57, for us to have a little bit of a buffer in the extremely unlikely event that we ever try to go back and keep playing Ninja. If I need to be on Ninja for any reason, if I die to something, I won't have to get into a party and be in that weird in-between situation where I'm like one experience point away from leveling up back into 57. So we'll probably sync. My guess is like we'll probably aim for like 10,000. With ring, we should be able to get 10,000 easily. This party makeup is very good, so I don't expect any issues. I guess they didn't want to wipe out the individual tool market, I would guess. I guess so, but it's just such a pain to accumulate 6 different types of tools to begin with. Because to put it in perspective, it's not... The tools are made from different crafts. It's not just like... I think that like a good number of them are in woodworking, but some of them are like smithing and cooking. Even cooking has one. I think Sairui ran the one that like blinds enemies. That shit's cooking, because I guess it deals with like black pepper and shit, because like the lore reason is that you're basically blowing up a bag of like pepper into like the enemy's eyes or whatever. I don't know. Maybe some devious person was like, you know, make them pay, make them sweat. If we're gonna make them. We have to have like a gill sync of some kind to just gill sync the shit out of Ninja. The people that play Ninja sweaty can afford it. I mean, granted, I can, but it do be hurting. Too good. All right, we need to acquire a skill chain of some description. We have a number of different people that we can play with. The samurai is going to be getting like 1,000 TP every like 10 seconds, so we have to account for that. Let us look up together a skill chain that makes sense. We're going to be aiming for 53, probably for speed. We'll throw me in there, 53. We'll throw the paladin's probably not going to be doing much skill training, I would imagine, if they're using a club. Samurai is in there. Dragoon is in there. And then we have a black mage to garnish skill chains with a big old magic burst. That's interesting. Tachi Jinpu Pentathrust. We'll go for that one because around this level is when Black Mage gets Stone 3, which should hit. It should be hitting different. At any time, especially when you magic burst it. So we'll set that up in our macros here so that everybody knows what we're going to be aiming for. And the samurai can afford to use his weapon skills regardless. All the dragoon has to do is wait until we get back enough TP in the samurai to do the thing. And I think that around now is when the samurai gets their on-demand 1000 TP tool. Do not quote me on that. I have almost no familiarity with samurai. Okay. And I have faith in this dragoon because I played with them literally yesterday and they are good people. Hopefully they didn't change the elements of these weapon skills in particular in some way that I can't predict, because my add-on and skill chain chart can only go so far. Bachi Jinpu Raji into Pentathrust, and Pentathrust ending because skill chains end up giving you 10 to 20%. 20% if it's a level skill chain, level 2 skill chain, which this is. 20% of whatever the ending combos skill that was used damage, to put it like the most unsuccinctly that I could. And then it's just topping it off with the magic burst after that. Eggs. Wait, one. I saw there was a message in chat. Please hold. I appreciate you deeply. Before I lose my thought, because I already came dangerously close. Stone. Magic burst. Okay, once we're settled in, is Window War 4 still the best launcher? I'm going to admit to you that I have never experienced Window War at all. I know that it has a very large number of advocates. It just so happens that every single time that I've ever booted up anything Final Fantasy XI related, that's been Ashita. So I unfortunately I would be of no use to you. I wouldn't be able to recommend to you one over the other because I only have experience specifically with one. I can give the magic burst window is very big, so you should be good. I have rice dumplings if that counts. Raji, you should aggro. The crabs do aggro here, I guess, because they are robbers. The worms do too. Do you need sneak? Wimbo may be able to grab you. I've heard good things about Windor. We can remove the skill chain chart unless people want to look at it for any reason. We will return to the skill chain chart if we need to, if it turns out that there's been some kind of Horizon element change. The add-on, the skill chain chart, and the skill chain calculator that I use have been reliable 95% of the time. There's been a couple pretty specific weapon skills that have had their elements changed, and I could not begin to tell you why. It was hard enough to get people in retail to pay attention to skill chains after, or like basically like anywhere in between like level 20 and 60 was like your sweet spot for having any chance of convincing people to do skill chains. On here, it's definitely worth it. It's even more worth it than it was on retail, and it was already worth it on retail because of different magic accuracy bonuses I don't think that they've touched since. The window being a little bit more forgiving. Like on here, it's like a full 8-9 seconds, if I remember right. It's definitely worth doing. It literally never let anyone convince you that skill chains are not worth doing. The only time just so I can say that I have said it. The only time that skill chains are not worth it to try to do is when you have such a fucked mix of damage dealers that the skill, and like no black mage. Like if you have no way of magic bursting it and you don't have a way to end the skill chain out of the options that you have with like a big damage move, then I could see it. But if you don't have a black mage and you still have like a thief or like a dragoon around like level 50 that can penta thrust or something, it's still worth doing. Maybe we do the stone 3 SE will do really big numbers, and penta thrust does a ton on its own. We'll go with your idea if the LE properties are scuffed somehow. The dragon wants to do double thrust into Tachi Jinpu. Tachi Jinpu will do a lot of damage, but it's just surprising to me to hear a dragoon recommend literally anything other than penta thrust. I mean, I just like penta thrust is like super good. I know that much because like every dragoon in existence has. The samurai has gotten aggro. Rip.
Potion seller, enough of these games.
I have no idea how. Because I think there's only like worms and crabs. And my mans has been apprised that the crabs and the worms do be freaky. They do not like company. Rip. That's a good sign. It's always a good start. Black Sable. So obviously there's not, if we're only going to be getting 57 today and pushing maybe like 3,000 into the level, we're gonna be filling up the rest of the stream with Limit Break 3, which will probably take like an hour or so. And then the rest of the time we will just fill with a combination of banter, theory crafting with Paladin Greatsword, and gearing up as a Greatsword Paladin. We're not going to be partying as Greatsword Paladin because my sleep schedule was hilariously fractured last night, like categorically. So like I'm probably going to be in a pretty rough shape at the end of the stream. I can feel it in my robot bones. Sleep is for the weak, Stoic. It's true.
War never changes.
And by sleep, I mean like plug myself into the outlet. Do that with your left hand or your right?
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
I thought it was funny. You know, you guys are so in tune with your funny bones, huh? Huh? What do you think? I'm some kind of like clown to you? Some kind of robot clown? Huh? Don't mind me, I'm just gonna down my NOS so that I have an artificial boost of motivation to supplement my own. Ghosted, relogging, let's go. Amogus to you too, my friend.
That's what I'm talking about. Wow!
Oh my god! Inhuman reaction!
Let's press some of these that we haven't really pressed that much. I don't like. I have about 120 sounds on this bit, as the cool kids say in their street vernacular. Like some of these on the right side, I'm under the disappointed category. Don't really hit because I don't really feel the emotion of disappointment that much. I basically stop the thought before it forms like a proposition that I could be disappointed in a situation, and then I say, no, I don't have to feel that, and then I just go on my way. I mean, the MGS death sound is really good, and I'm gonna keep that on there pretty much forever, but I'm never gonna die. So we'll never hear it unless I play it here.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
That's a good one. One of my favorite scenes from Game of Thrones during the period where it was just starting to not be good, but it still had like pretty good moments. That was one.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Bruh.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine, and you're not really fine, and you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Oh, hell no!
What you say?
Oh, shit! Game over here!
We're waiting for the red mage to come back after being ghosted. And we're waiting for the samurai to not be weak anymore.
This is not okay.
Running to unlock Nin now. When one dies, another is born. Yes. I am going to shove this class so deep into my Mog house. It will adapt to the darkness like some kind of deep sea creature. I'm just saying it for what it is. I keep talking about it as if it's been bad, but no, it's been fine. It's been good. Like I've enjoyed my time with it. But I would never advocate someone to take it as far as I have. Like the only way that I could have taken it farther really is to just fucking grind like crazy for like Peacock Amulet or whatever the fuck. Optical Hat, even though I don't know if Optical Hat is sub 60 or not. I don't remember. Peacock Charm I think is though, right? It's like 50. What I would say to most people, let's see if the red mage is back. I do. $1,000 is fine. I cook, so I have tons. Where is it? Let's give him 4. That's 2 hours of action. See all window. So what I would recommend to you, dear viewers, is if you're going to level Ninja, all that people expect you to do is shadow tank. And maybe like 15 to 20% of people might expect you to pull also, but the vast majority is going to be expecting you to tank probably. All you need for that is Shihai. If you buy 2, like depending on how far you want to take it, if you're just taking it to 37, which is what most people try to do anyway, just buy 1 stack of 12 Shihai tool belts and you'll be fine. And then you can just sell whatever you happen to have left over. I will be a toolless ninja. They will have to deal with it.
Yes, indeed. A hunter must hunt.
Very good.
The red mage has computer issues. The hard part is getting the party together and doing stuff. Because, you know, everybody has to, like, get it out of their system where, oops, I forgot Signet. Oops, I forgot to recharge my ring. Oh, shit, I'm ghosted. Oh, I forgot my food. I've got my katana shoved way up my...
I'm sorry.
This is what's wrong with this generation. Welcome back. All y'all's hangings out with your iPhone 15s and your avocado toast rotation. Never learned the importance of organizing. Organizificating. I think I should start doing that pre-party. Like, did everybody go to the bathroom? No, real shit. I check after about an hour and a half to 2 hours how everyone is doing. Is it like clockwork? If you don't do that, people will tell you, hey, I'm leaving in like 10 minutes and I already grabbed a rep. They're on the way. I'm gonna prematurely use my band. It's got like 4 hours of charge on it, so I'm not worried about that. We're not gonna be here for 4 hours. We'll probably use the band, and then by the time that the band's experience has run its course, we will be ready to look for a replacement for ourselves. But sometimes, like, as the party lead, it's the first step is getting a party together that makes sense, right? The second part is that you're basically like the mother goose to your party members' ducklings, man. Because if you leave without making sure that all of your kids have shat and ate, they will wait until you are underway and at the midway point, excuse me, while the red mage randomly gets egg. Well, the red mage gets they're just like, Dad, I'm bored. Dad, I have to pee. I didn't go before we left. Dad, the black mage is like licking his finger, touching my cheek and saying that he's not doing it, but he is. Dad, the dragoon keeps getting into my seat. It's getting too close to me. I'm surprised that the crab got close enough. He wasn't moving. I was hoping that the paladin would wake up. Like, I can handle this. I'm just not in the frame of mind to be doing this. So the strategic reason, I may have already mentioned it, or at least partially in passing, the strategic reason why we are functioning as the pooler is because if we're only going to be going about an hour into the party, which is presumably going to be enough time, oh good, which is presumably enough time to get us a level plus 3,000 experience as a buffer or whatever, we can easily replace ourselves, because there are about 800 billion gazillion pullers, aka thieves, that are chomping at the bit to get invited. Random macro party, call the SC opener and closer. We already did that. I think what he's actually trying to say is, can the people that are doing the thing please like call out when you're gonna do the thing? I don't think we have Blade Eye yet. Blade Toe is a pretty common skill chain integration. It's all good. I can handle a little more before I scream. Another party member needs to completely reboot their client. I responded with, it's all good. I can handle a little more before I scream. This is a Final Fantasy XI experience. Stop yelling at me. Everybody in chat, you fucking... you need to chillax. It's hard enough to keep up with the chat messages as they're spiraling out of control. But to see like constant mad faces is just... I'm sorry. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you like an Ubisoft PNG and just be like, I'm sorry that you didn't have the experience you expected to have.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Well, you have to be made. It's just... We're here. Let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, honestly, it's not unreasonable to think that the universe, provided it is sentient and capable of conscious thought and maneuvering through these other party members, may be choosing this as an opportunity to have me build character. Endurance, which is just, you know, enduring the situation of mild inconveniences stacking up. Patience, kind of the same mouthfeel. Appreciation for the time that we're gonna be having in relative short order, which is just killing crabs and lizards back to back, having the time of our lives. And they're gonna be in chat and you're gonna be thinking to yourself, Stoic, you silly bitch, do you remember how much you were complaining not even 10 minutes ago? And look at the good it did ya. You're right, future chatter. I need to parse this for as much constructive material as I can. You're pretty smart. I agree. I appreciate the PS1 textures on these. They did a great job upscaling. Like the HE upscale that comes with the client has done a very good job in making the game look as we probably remember it circa PS2 era. There definitely do be some suspect textures, namely every 60 feet of wall in Rangemont Pass. See all rain. Okay. Are we all here ready now? Are we ready to go? Are we ready? Okay. Got to talk to the guy in Bassock before going to Norg, so that's fun. I'm pretty sure I did the same thing. I think it's part of the rite of passage to forget talking to like one NPC. It's like the people have like, no, people have to follow every single part of the request down to the letter. I'll start pulling. Let's see, in case needed. If we need to, we'll go double thrust. Bachi Jinpu route if the elements are screwed up. I swear to fuck if he's the samurai says, oh wait, what do you need? What do you need? What is it? What? You have 10 seconds before I pull. It will work if it's gravitation. Oh my god. I'm doing it. Fuck it. We're doing it live right now. He just had a very minor question. That's all. Let's arrange the samurai. With the dragoon in our party list. It did do gravitation. Add on load skill chains. I don't know why my skill chains isn't loading properly. Did I eat? Yeah, I ate. We were doing pretty good damage to it. These things are dying relatively fast. Having the red mage here to dispel is gonna mean a lot. The black mage being here for like pseudo support, if they manage their MP properly, is gonna be good. We have a general good mix of healers and damage dealers here. I am going to pull this a little bit here. Pull, please. Thank you. They're looking for Amamet. So apparently off of these lizards, a lizard's NM spawns called Amamet, which drops the material for Amamet's cloak, which if I remember correctly is the back piece that gives you strength and attack and ranged attack also. It is Earth and Dark. All right, so the elemental properties aren't messed up, and we can go for some cheeky magic bursts. That's also a neat thing that Ninja can do, is that they can obviously magic burst because their tool use is considered a magic spell, which is just neat. I feel like my accuracy the kind of shit it should be. I mean, I have like a ton of accuracy boosting food or stuff, including food. My accuracy lately has around this level has been like 70 or so. Pretty good. The dragoon and the samurai seem to be getting about the same general speed of skill chain, which is great. Need to get into the habit of like prematurely disengaging. Control or congratulations. And then we just proceed to endanger all of the indigenous wildlife of the tunnel. Like God intended. Something Basto can manifest destiny. So my normal spiel time. I am a Twitch affiliate, which means that Mr. Bezos, hallowed be thy name, forces ads upon me and you. I have opted to manually trigger them. I have no control over whether they are ultimately triggered. It just affects the time frame in which they are. If I need to trigger ads to run, they're about 90 seconds on average, which is just enough time to get up, walk around, pet your dog, consume something for nutrients and so on. And then we just all meet back here and have about an hour after that of consumable content, like the Lord intended. It seems like the dragoon's accuracy is extremely high, which is great, because by the time that the samurai is naturally getting to the same TP range, they're both right there. I have not been watching their TP extremely closely to see if the samurai is overlapping in any way, but It seems about the same. We'll get off some cheeky debuffs. Just to say that we did. If I had like literally infinite money, if for example I were to have started on day 1 and boots on the ground, I try to level goldsmithing up from nothing, such that a month later, if I had grinded 12 hours a day, brewing, feel like, no, are we gonna get the magic burst stuff? Yeah, we are. I'll just prematurely pull something. They're gonna be able to kill that soon enough, and if they don't, then I'll just keep shadowing up. And my general evasion is pretty high, so I do not be worried. Congratulations. The paladin accidentally burned his provoke on the wrong person. That is okay. I can handle. I've got about eight rounds of attacks worth. Yeah, it's fine. I'm okay. I actually need to be berserking. I need to remember that that's a thing for me. What was I saying? If I had literally unlimited money, I probably wouldn't mind so much getting ninja all the way to 75. I think that the job is interesting. It's certainly dynamic enough to warrant that. I have no knowledge, pretty much, or borderline at all, with how ninja is perceived in like end game activities like Dynamis. I've never participated. Like my knowledge with the game basically cuts off right before typical end game stuff. But if I did have unlimited money and I got to 75 and I was in a position to spend as much as I felt that I needed to on conscripting a smithing person to make Fuma Shuriken, which I believe is a 72. I might be thinking of the 60, but I'm not sure. There's also a 72 variant of Shuriken. Then I would probably be fine leveling it to 75. Paladin is for sure going to be the cheaper option long term. Without a doubt, that's the case. But the ninja do get some very cool merits and stuff, man. I mean, like one of them is kind of a meme off the top of my head. Like one of them is like have a 5% chance per level of not using a tool. Thanks. You're really saving my bacon on that one. Oh, the ads are running. That's why I went into that whole ad spiel. Yeah, I hope that you're enjoying your Mitsubishi or Yamaha hashtag ad. The Aroga deeply concerns me. I don't know where that came from or why. I hope it's not repeated because like mobs do be coming close quite often. Congratulations. We'll keep it at 54 and see if that affects the experience in any meaningful way. I don't think so. If anything, it just continues to increase our speed that we're killing these things in. I mean, they go. It might affect it a little bit. We'll see. We'll just play by ear. Hey, these guys are doing a really good job with the skill chains. That is for sure. I cannot tell if the Black Mage has the timing down. But he do be casting. Typical streamer ask, is the audio balancing fine? If you say nothing, I'm going to assume that it is fine. Like music too loud, too soft. Me hitting things too loud, too soft. So on and so forth. You know how it goes. This isn't your first rodeo. Throw. Thank you. If anyone is new and has questions about literally any aspect of the game, or what the hell a Stoic is, feel free to ask freely, and I will answer as fully as I can in real time. I turn away from the mic to breathe. I'm gonna take a swig of knots. Earth magic timing, let's go.
My potions are too strong for you, traveler.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
We're killing these things extremely quick, which is great because crabs are assholes. Stoic 2021. They do be big old buttholes. The red mage is also doing good managing their MP. No complaints with the paladin either. Once we level is when I will go and find a... Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Y'all saw that, right? I entered another plane of existence there for a moment.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nothing to see here. Just me escaping time and space to fight God. Has anyone played the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters yet? I've never beaten any of the original 6. The furthest that I ever got was into 7, or not into 7. I beat 7 a million times. Of the Pixel remasters, number 6 is the one that I played through the most, and I think Final Fantasy 4 was also one that I had a ton of experience with. Although I remember borderline nothing about 4 and virtually nothing about 6. I remember liking the characters, liking the world, liking the pacing, liking the fighting, and so on. But yeah, I've heard unending good things about it, and it do be sounding interesting to me. I probably won't play it on stream, just because turn-based RPGs, I mean, this sort of counts, but you know what I mean. This is like an MMO, so like the focus is on the group playing. But like single-player RPGs are difficult to, just based off of my research, for small streamers to get their communities off the ground. Because you know, you fucking Zoomers love your explosions and your Fortnite dances and stuff like that. And if you don't see blood and gore on the screen for like every waking second, you start snoring. You just start heavy breathing, and you know, then the avocado toast comes out, and then there's no pulling you back from that. You know how you are. I don't have to say it out loud. True. We'll give some time for MP after. This crab is so angry. Goodness, I'm glad that I absorbed that. Nope. Yep. I don't know if the Paladin's used Sentinel yet. If not, he definitely should. I was gonna start spamming spells on this. He needs to die. Yeah, that was a good little bout. Cannot complain. We've literally squeezed all the possible juice out of the fruit. The fruit that is the MP's general MP pool. That was a roided crab indeed. So between the music that I have playing now, which is gaming lo-fi, I also have gaming BPM, which is typically reserved for boss fights. But it's been so long since I've heard anything from it, we may rock out to it in just a moment. Friendly reminder, if you like what you have seen so far and you would like to see more of it, press the purple follow button on my main page. It not only sincerely means a lot to me, but also helps the algorithm find other people that may also enjoy watching me. And then everybody's having a good time. Oh, man. I like this NOS. I like the NOS, the energy drink. I like the grape one more, but it's almost impossible to find it outside of gas stations for the most part. And I got lucky once and found some on Amazon for like an actual reasonable price, which is about like $2.25 per can. And then never again after that. Apparently that was the only run that they did on Amazon. All right, so we all have MP back. Let's roll with gaming BPM for a moment. Did it not go? A desire. We'll probably mix in some lizards too. I don't even know what song this is. What song is this? Dark Messenger of the Funk. Just fuck me up, fam. Oh my god, it slaps so hard. Does anyone recognize what this, like, everything that I play on the channel is a remix of something? I don't recognize where this is from. If any of the legions of viewers in chat knows, if they could just like blurt it out so at least I have some frame of reference, that'd be nice. And if not, that's fine. I will learn to accept it one day at a time. We might get a link on this, but Black Mage should be able to take care of it. Nope. Link, sleep, link. I should be able to parse this out. It should be fine. Oh boy, I might have to actually 2 hour here to get, yep. I would like the 2 hour, please. Sleep link. Thank you. That was very close. Streamer, can I ask a question of philosophy? Absolutely, Newtonia. Welcome to the chat. 1,000 blessings upon your house and yours. Should you be able to eat the corpses of aborted human fetuses? No. If it was like a freak emergency situation where you were cut off from literally every other supply of food, you definitely have some choices to make there. I would probably just let myself die. I don't know if that's a philosophical question. That's more of like a nutritionist question. I mean, the caloric content is there, right? Like, you probably still shouldn't for psychological reasons. Because if the hunger doesn't kill you, the paralyzing depression that will probably consume you after having been put in that position probably will. So for having what was effectively 3 monsters in the mix, we're doing pretty good. There's not too much that the paladin can do in a situation like that. The closest that he probably would have been able to get to like true damage control would be something like provoke the link and then apply a sentinel. That way it maxes out the enmity for very much the entire duration, 30 to 45 seconds. While also taking virtually no damage, because I think that unless they changed it on Horizon, it's like a 90% physical damage reduction. That was a link. Thought they were spaced far enough. Handled it good though. I mean, we're fine. Nobody died. I got pretty close. If I had died, there probably would have been some deaths there, but thankfully I had the presence of mind to 2 hour there. Incidentally, because it gave me 4 shadows back immediately. Which I only ever had thought of that 2 hour in like kind of like a meme to end the fight or end the leveling experience type move. But there it categorically saved me. Especially since the lizards have double attack. Gonna do our normal rotation here, which is to weaken them to ice element, paralyze afterward, because paralyze is ice for some reason, lightning to reduce them, reduce their earth resistance, slow to slow them. Oh man, do you see those debuffs go off? Those moments when you feel like, you know, you can show that you know stuff. That feel. So the BPM songs do hit a little bit different, a little bit harder than normal. So if it ever gets too loud, just let me know and I can adjust the music on the fly. I will warn you now that like 90%, more like 60, 70% of the songs that are in my BPM list are Undertale. They just happen to be that. I have no specific majority party love for Undertale. It's just this particular label that allows content ID matchless music to be streamed. Really liked people that were into Undertale. And you know, sometimes you just gotta smoke them if you got them. I can handle this. We'll definitely kill it way before I'm in any kind of real danger from this second crab that I pulled. I wonder how often Amamet spawns. It seems like these people are just willing to hang out in here indefinitely. It has to be something like half an hour to an hour, like a lottery spawn of some description. That's the only thing I can think of. We're not going to be able to get that magic burst off. I'd be very surprised. It looked like it hit for a bunch, but I don't think it's going to magic burst. Oh, it did magic burst. Look at that.
So here's this giant enemy crab.
Not too long, man. After this fight, it's going to be like 1800 before you level. How exciting. How inciting indeed.
You're ugly, you're disgusting, I'm gonna kill you, give me $200.
So recently we've been playing Ace Combat 7, and by recently I mean last Saturday, and that was a great time. I loved everything about it. Of the extremely small community that I have cultivated to date, they understandably expect Final Fantasy XI content of some description, and I'm totally happy to provide that. I think that I would like to avoid pinning myself down asterisk with just Final Fantasy XI content, not because I believe that anything is going to happen, so to speak, to the server or anything like that, or that I feel like I won't be into Final Fantasy XI anymore. Like, I'll just stop feeling that way. Like, inevitably that's going to be the case, but not for a really long time. I mean, I've restarted this godforsaken journey 3 times already, so if I should have gotten bored, it should have happened last run. But I do, for my own sake, want to make sure that I'm doing something that's not Final Fantasy XI to eliminate all risk of overdoing it for myself, of possibly burning myself out faster. So having like a variety game like once a week to maybe once on Saturdays if I'm particularly enjoying it or if the community is, I think is overall going to be healthy. But I'm perfectly content to just let this be my bag for a long time. If only because I need to, at some point, I need to get into like dynamics and stuff, right? Like I just got to do it. And I also have to get my Supinamiri hearing again. And I have to collect every spell for Blue Mage again. And I also have to prove to people That blue mage can tank again. Probably a Beastmaster's pet. There is one roaming around in here. We got 32 experience off that one crab. Need a berserk. And I also need to eat food. Ace Combat 7 is an excellent game. I'm glad that they're working on an Ace Combat 8. I hope that they absorb some of From Software's pioneering spirit and that they just don't listen at all to anyone that would steer them in perhaps some Call of Duty-esque direction. Like, I'm assuming they were more or less forced into with Ace Combat Assault Horizon. Where, like, the whole thing was, like, sort of on rails. At least partially. That was painful. Yep, if anyone needs, feel free to block. I say it almost every stream, but I am so beyond excited for Armor Core. The new one. I just give me my big stompy robots. I don't know why the SEs aren't going off. SE Chan. There we go. That was good. That's a lot of damage, man. Are we somehow running out of targets? How? How are we out of targets? What the fuck? Oh, there's one all the way over here. Was a brief alarm there for a second, man. We're not that efficient. It's okay if I get hate a little bit. I have enough evasion that it's not going to cause any problems for me. We're getting some cheeky debuffs off. Re-slapping on 4 shadows after we lose, mere moments after we lose our last. Peak gameplay. Unless people are opposed and you have approximately 10 to 15 seconds in chat to do so, I'm probably going to change the playlist back to gaming lo-fi. I don't have a headache, but I do feel the vestiges of one. So I prefer to like head that off at the pass before it becomes a problem.
Ugly, you are disgusting. I'm gonna kill you. Give me $200.
All right, I am the Senate this. Feel free to leave complaints in the suggestion box. That looks suspiciously like a paper shredder. There we go. Not the general lo-fi. I don't want general lo-fi. Give me the good stuff. Not this one. I've heard this one many times. This one makes me sad. Next. This one's good. Oh. I've run out of blind tools. Okay. I mean, that totally makes sense because I normally after I make it back from partying for a while, I check my stock of tools to see if I'm short anywhere, and then if I'm like lower than 50 in any given one, I buy 99. I did not do that on purpose last night because I was like, I'm getting 57 tomorrow, there's no point. I mean, on the Paladin, like dodging isn't really like the Paladin's shtick, so it's not a huge deal if I can't blind this creature. But I was just surprised. I thought my macro was broken or something. It's a very chill stream. I mean, sometimes it's good to relax. It's not like we can have high octane back-to-back balls to the proverbial wall action 24/7. Like that's not good. Like having it is a thing to have too much dopamine, man. I know that you're used to it. Like it's okay if we taper it back. And they're gonna start, chat's gonna start collectively frothing at the mouth and being like, where's my endorphins? I need my serotonin. I am cold turkeying you right now. I went to go eat and now see comments about eating aborted fetuses. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's something that you know is gonna happen. Which the chat, somebody commenting or asking about that. Not the eating the aborted fetuses part. That part's just not normal. I mean, none of it is normal. None of what I said is normal, but I mean, people wouldn't just go on the internet and ask questions like that without being legitimately curious, right? Lol, can a guy just ask questions? Oh shit, we did it, dude. 57, let's go.
That's fucking teamwork.
Mission complete.
Thank you. How is everyone doing on time? I'm going to wait for at least a couple to a few responses. And then I'm going to look for a replacement. If everyone can say 40 minutes here. Okay. How are they doing? All right, so Yuri the Paladin has 40 minutes. I have 3 hours. Says the... What are they? The Black Mage. See all... Just to check. I'm just looking. I will need 2 peas. out in about 45 minutes. I can look for a rep for myself, Yuri, if everyone else wants to keep going. Actually, I need 2-piece sooner than that. Congratulations. Going to shadow back up. Blink. Sleep blink. I'm not worried about us getting a link momentarily. That's not a big deal to me. Nope. The double attack does alarm me a little bit, but they were able to get the sleep off. Hot dog. I don't know if I've seen the Paladin use Sentinel, which is a little alarming to me. Perhaps they don't know the value of it. I mean, they're wearing Habergian or Hauberk, I forget what it is, right? Or is that like the royal whatever set? I do not actually recall. Okay. I'm going to find a rep for myself. And then I'm going to leave the rest to God. Hello, level sync 52. No, I don't want to get the. I don't want to get a replacement for the Paladin. The Paladin still has time left. I do want to get a replacement for myself. Hello, level sync 53 party. Do you need it? Position Cuffle Tunnel. You'll be repping me. The party is great. Right, I just need 2-piece. Where's Paladin Chan? Oh, he's over there. Paladin says watch mana, but we're doing okay on mana. The Paladin is struggling to keep hate a little bit. And the only reason I'm talking about the Paladin so much is just because I know what they're capable of. I main Paladin on Eden and the before times in the long ago. Like I'm acutely tapped into the different options that they have available at any given time. It also makes me very much aware of certain weaknesses that are going to be inherent to me, at least testing out a little bit. Greatsword Paladin. All right. The whole team has elected to take a break, which is fine. We have a thief on the way. You'd be pulling if means anything. I mean, most of these are probably used to being on full duty 24/7. I also think that, I mean, it hasn't always been the case that high level, and by high level I mean like 70 plus players are like weirdly reluctant to pull. I've had a couple of instances, I remember at least during like Churches of Ottergon, where, you know, you're deep in the booty hole of Kadarva Meyer and you ask the samurai to pull and they're like, lol, I'm not gonna do that. That's not my thing. Lizards and crabs. The crabs, worms, aggro to sound in here, by the way. Lizards don't. Time to bury ninja forever. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Wow!
Yes, indeed, my friend. You bury it long and bury it hard. I don't like thinking about it. I'm not really sure what they could do to unfuck is the wrong word, but we're gonna use it for lack of a better one for now. Oh my god, the camera. It's like shuriken. I hate to keep going back to it, but it's such an integral part of like the ninja identity and toolkit. It's an extremely pervasive toolkit. Is that shuriken can do such a psychotic amount of damage so quickly, almost to the point that if they're constantly throwing shuriken, they should never have hate problems. But it's not realistic to expect every ninja to do shuriken all the time, because it's like when I was using Manji shuriken, which is like the level 48s, it was like I was throwing 200 gil at the enemy to damage it every 3 seconds. No, that's not how I do that math. 60 divided by 30, so it's 20. So 20 attacks every minute, 20 times 200. 20 times 200, why did I do that? 20. What was I trying to do with this math? It was 60 and then throwing 3 times 200 gil, that's what it was. So it's like every minute you were basically throwing 4,000 gil at the enemy. It's just every minute 4,000 gil. Like it's not sustainable unless you are going into it from a really good financial position. It will nuke your account. And like there definitely has to be a value proposition for, should I have just invested the 4,000 gil that I was throwing at the enemy every minute for 2 hours into like literally anything else that could help me without having me actively spending in order to do it. I'm gonna see where that thief is. Okay, they're on the way. They're slow butting it. That's okay. We're not in any particular rush. I have like 1 death's worth of buffer now. So all I have to do is just not die, lol. And everything will come up Millhouse. That's easy, right?
That's fucking teamwork! I got you, homie!
Proceeding.
Yes, me lord.
Checked up and good to go.
All right.
I've already called my rep. So I'll give what time, and others seem to want to continue. So when time comes, another rep can be grabbed for the nin, for the paladin rather. I I don't like the position that I've elected to put myself in, which is, I mean, I wasn't expecting the paladin to be done basically like an hour into the party. I mean, nobody really expects that. Like, people have limited time. This is a very time-consuming game. I get that. The typical socio-cultural expectation, such as it is to give at least 2 hours of time to the party if you flag up, unless you're actively willing, able, and looking to rep yourself when the time comes, but you're also taking into account what general time frames other people have to work with. That's actually something I need to... So I'm working on a guide in the background so that I can then spend an entire stream in the near future just to teaching brand new people how to navigate this world. The people that have had any amount of time with it will understand, or just feel like some of it is intuitive. Almost none of the shit is intuitive. If you're going into it, like basically like raw dogging it and not having any prior knowledge with Final Fantasy XI, it's a lot to adapt to. So if anyone in chat has any thoughts on anything that they would feel a new player would like explained to them, or anything that they are personally curious about, go ahead and do so, and I'll add it to this list that I'm working on in the background. That's about 15-20 bullet points long. Party building, party etiquette. I already grabbed a rep for myself. If you can give them what time you can, they're already on the way. I wasn't expecting 4+ people to be done within an hour of party start. Oh man, especially after the 15 to 20 minutes of bouncing around. I mean, the end result is the same, right? We're still getting out at like a reasonable time, but like the time that we were aiming for, it's just unfortunate that we're not going to be able to get. We're not going to be able to get the thief that... I mean, I'm sure the thief is going to be happy for any amount of experience that they're going to be getting, right? Ryu. The position is us. I mean, maybe that they say in chat, real life always comes first. No, not heck. Fuck. God. I guess maybe I just have to break it to the thief that just rolled out here. We might be disbanding in like 20 minutes. I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna apologize to the thief. I'm sorry. The rest of the party just revealed to me almost simultaneously that they randomly have to stop within 30 minutes. I was not expecting this. You might get at least 20-30 minutes mileage out of party though. I try to avoid this situation, but it's just here. Are the thieves normal, or is this a private server thing? You mean... What do you mean? You mean like that there being like 8 billion thieves around in general. All right, I'm gonna pass party lead. I think it's just because people generally have more understanding of what kind of particular struggles they're going to have, or like what kind of goals they want to set to themselves. Yep. Take care. Thank you all. And then we're just gonna disband and wipe our hands of it. Fury will invite you. Thank you. I feel really bad for that thief. I'm sure they're going to be happy for the 20 minutes of partying that they're going to get. It's not normal for a party to disintegrate that fast. Like, we've only been, like, not even including the time that it took, because it took like 15-20 minutes for them to gather together. I'm very sorry. I getcha. Hopefully they give you a good amount of X for the time they have currently had. To go deeper into your question, everybody do be liking Leaping Boots. Everybody do be liking Emperor Hairpin. People know that they need to get into the habit of farming quick and early. Earlier the better will help them out long term. So there's probably so many themes because people are like, I'm gonna want Thief up so that the drop that I'm getting at level 40, 50, 60, 70 or whatever is going to, I'm gonna struggle less than I did last time. I think that's why. I personally got Thief up to 25 purely for the utility of Flea. All right. We're not gonna sell off our equipment yet. I want to work on LB3 now. I'm going to take a very small 1 to 2 minute break, and I'm going to take that opportunity to run ads so that we can hit the ground running as soon as we are back. And we're going to be working on Limit Break 3, which is basically like us running around and doing lore shit. And then after that, we will kind of connect the dots in terms of what our next steps are. All right, I will be back momentarily. I'm going to run ads. Feel free to take this opportunity to stretch or pick your nose and eat your own boogers. Whatever you do with your free time, I respect. As long as it's not anything outlandishly weird. All right, I will see you in 90 seconds. Bye-bye. Okay, we are back. Rejoice in whatever way seems appropriate. Let us start gaming. The very first thing I need to do is change my sub from warrior, because I'm not expecting to fight anything, to thief. That way we have flee on demand. We're going to need it for one particular section, aka Castle Ostroja. There aren't many zones that I don't categorically like, or any zones that I categorically dislike. In Final Fantasy XI, the one that comes closest is Castle Ostroja, just because it's like 10 floors. It's possible to fall off floors into other floors. There are constant dead ends, and there is also one particular puzzle that changes on a daily basis. That is letter or item based, or a combination of the two. I can't remember. That is just complete ass. And you only have a limited amount of time on an invisible timer to suss out where the fuck you're supposed to go for what and when. Every other area in the game is fine. I can't remember any other that I dislike as much as Castle Ostroja. I even like Palboro Mines more than I do Castle. We're gonna buy some Shinobi Tabi, even though I'm swearing off Ninja practically forever. After this, I'm still going to use the Ninja sub job, which is going to be a high enough level for me to have basically like 99 prism powders on demand. I just have to make sure that I have enough sneak oils. I don't think I'm gonna need too many, but just in case, I'm gonna have 2 stacks on me. Silent oils. Because for whatever reason, even though ninjas be trying to be sneaky, they don't have a tool that allows them to cast sneak on themselves. I guess so that, you know, the silent oil economy didn't crash overnight or something. I don't know. What else am I looking for? Hermes Quencher. I'm probably not gonna need this because I have Flea, but we're gonna buy it anyway, just in case it matters. And then we need to determine our objective. We'll just go in order of the walkthrough that I have. It wants me to go to Devoy, but in order for me to go to Devoy, I need to complete a quest in order to get access to the area that I need. Oh, actually, no. I need to make sure that I have this shit flagged. I don't even know if I do have it flagged or not. That could have been really bad if I went all the way to Devoy and I didn't have it flagged. Can you imagine? To get the quest, you must touch the wall of banishing, which is directly south of you in the southwest corner. After touching the wall, speak to Sadal Gojal, and you will receive the quest. You must go to Fort Pools. And it says, when I dip the orb into the 4th pool, it curses you, so plan accordingly. Fine, holy. Do I have holy water? I do have holy water. Look at me go, being all prepared and such. Very exciting. Very exciting indeed.
Whoa!
Amogus.
Dead air is the mind killer. I will let it pass over me and through me. And once it has passed through me, I forget the other part of the quote. You know what I'm getting at. We've all seen and heard of Dune. You're prized. You're hip. You're funky fresh. Let's flee to make it a little bit easier on ourselves. I think I would like Rulude Gardens more if the music didn't annoy me so much. I know that's perhaps part of the design, but it just doesn't, there's something about it don't sit right with me, you know what I mean? Limit break me. No, why is no the default? Who would want to turn away the limit break quest? Yes. That's the spirit. You never get anything in this world unless you really want it. An Orcish crest, a Quadov crest, a Yugudo crest. Bring these 3 items here to me. I know you can do it. There's something different about you. I can feel it in my bones. They probably expanded more on it in retail. Does anyone know what the lore of this ancient creature is? This being that is Matt? How he came to Rulude Gardens? Why he's horrifically powerful? How he and the Nomad Moogle became friends? Something befitting that description. We're gonna take a quick dip into the Mog House to refresh our flee cooldown. Old man who took too much Viagra. I mean, you're supposed to go to the hospital after like 8 hours, right? Not like obtain God's powers.
Why?
That's probably why they want you to go to the hospital, so that they can do something about it before you become God. Yeah, he ignored that. I think I'm black screening. I had a good stint of at least 8 to 10 hours before this black screening happened. So it's definitely happening less. I'm going to close down the client. And then you and I are going to sit in complete darkness until we are no longer black screened. Just take a moment to stare extremely deep into the void. And let the void completely consume you. All of your thoughts, your fears, your desires are culminating in this moment, in the extreme blackness that is soon going to overwash you and integrate itself into every fiber of your being. Any moment now, any moment, any moment, and the transformation will be complete. It's just you and I now, deep in the ocean dark, where any manner of immortal, Cthulhu-like thing will just reach out and consume you and your soul alike in its entirety. Let's see if the client is back. Is there some kind of like Nietzsche quote where he's like, you know, sit on a judge's lap and you get like the right to Bangkok or something? I don't know, some Nietzsche quote about about darkness or something. Something about the abyss staring into you. I'm not like a Nietzsche lord, so I can't like I can't apprise you of all the quotes that would be applicable in that situation. But that was fun. Yeah, baby, we're back in it. Resolution me. So we need to go to Devoy now that we've officially unlocked the quest and avoided the extreme discomfort that would have arisen from our having gone all the way to the place only to find out that after everything is said and done that it didn't technically count, that the game just would have been like, nope, you have to talk to the old guy and say yes. I mean, given that we were going to Devoy right off, it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world, because in the circumstance where we would have done the quest out of order and therefore part of it wouldn't have counted, the mini quest is still something that I believe you can do anytime. So it wouldn't have been a huge loss. Also, hi Xanthos, how you doing? Are you enjoying your Monday? I too am alive. My sleep schedule / recharging because of my lore or whatever was very bad. Almost nothing about it was consistent or restful in any way. Where are we going? Devoy is where? Norvalen? Right? Devoy. Norvalen. Norvalen me. I spent all day on a precarious ladder and will spend nearly the entire next month repeating this. Please forgive me, I do not remember what it is that you do. It's the same thing that Ruffles does, right? Engineering or wiring, electrician stuff. Oh, carpenter. Okay, so literally nothing that I was literally nothing that I was saying. I mean, yeah, you're like a wood engineer. Yeah. Yeah, you spend all day playing with your wood. I get you. I mean, when the day is over, you know, that must be a treat. Yeah. Now, are you pretty independent, or do you have someone like barking orders at you? What's the finest wood you've touched? Mine. That's funny. That gets a +1 here. I'm gonna use Flea here. It's not gonna save us a huge amount of travel time, but it does matter a little bit.
What are you doing, step bro?
What are you doing, step bro? I'm glad I lowered the channel point price. I mean, it don't have to be any particular channel point price. Which also makes it weird that Twitch gives you a smart cost option for your channel point redeems. Almost went the wrong way. Where the system somehow evaluates your general traffic and numbers and then automatically updates the cost of some standard channel point redeems based on that. So like if you're like one of the massive streamers like me that has 6,000 people viewing at any given time, it would have probably make highlight message be like 2,000 or something to like avoid spam, I guess, is the end goal. But like they don't. I mean, it makes sense because they don't have a frame of reference, but like they don't have the smart cost option for things like sound redeems. I guess because it's not like built into the typical kit. In order to have sound redeems as an option for your channel, you need to set up like an add-on in order to do that, a plugin, so to speak. The one that he uses is great. I have no issues with it. It allows you to independently change the audio balancing of sounds, easily take them in and out. They do cap you at 10 sounds, which, you know, do be kind of booty, but I honestly, I guess, what would I expect? Like 15, 20 at most? Like there's a point where, you know, I guess redeem bloat is a risk. Before I continue not shutting up, where are we going? Limit break 3, whence blows the wind. Southwest corner of I-8. I-8. You ate what? Shut up. Southwest corner of I-8. And what? Oh, it wants me to enter the monastic cavern, H11. So I need to do that first. H11 is where? Okay. So we need to go way deep south? I don't think anything is going to aggro me for a while. Once we're at the bottom part of the map, stuff is going to start to be a little bit more aggressive. But it's going to be all too weak from here. Having been in Devoy enough for things that... Like, there's a surprising amount of stuff that is Paladin related in Devoy, which I guess makes sense because it's like one of the big orc strongholds or whatever, and Paladins are canonically from Sandoria, or at least started in Sandoria. 38s are still too weak to me. I think it should be safe. In all seriousness, it feels like you barely do any woodworking anymore. It's often just removing existing wood fencing, decking, railing, and replacing with either aluminum or plastic. Cost-cutting measures, I definitely could imagine being a major emphasis. I mean, I'm sure that you're... Well, I imagine that you're chomping at the bit to work with like real wood and stuff like that, but I can also imagine that it's leaps and bounds more expensive, like per unit. I'm sure that you have like moderate to high dollar clients occasionally that ask for like, yeah, I want like real wood, everything. And then you basically like nut in real time. In Minecraft. You know, with those like kind of clients that are just like so loaded that they have no idea what to do except to spend it building second, third homes. And like $28,000 on like an all real wood front door or whatever. Sometimes I would experience those when I worked as a landscaper for my family. Hasn't it's kind of pigeonholed himself in exterior renovations. So what do you mean by that? As in like that's primarily what he advertises, or is that just what he's happened to have gotten good at? Or both? Okay. I mean, if you think about it, you know, as if he was like a streamer, that's basically like going all in on streaming literally nothing except for... Oh, we got some hate here. Interesting. It's like only streaming Fire Emblem Three Houses and like building your channel around that, even though your whole shtick is like Fire Emblem stuff in general, and then you know you stop playing Fire Emblem Three Houses for a bit, and then people are like, "What do you like? Fire Emblem Three Houses? Where is it?" Something like that. There's one streamer that incidentally is and was really like known for Final Fantasy XI being his thing, and I could tell that he wanted to break out of Final Fantasy XI so bad, and yet anytime that he tried to do it, he would just get like 1/10 the views. It's part of the reason why I'm trying to establish myself as like I play this because I like it so much, but I'm gonna be doing like 30-40% these other things. But sometimes, you know, the human mind just latches onto shit like that. Like eventually you do get known for doing certain things, and then, you know, like it or not, it's up to you to do a lot of the heavy lifting to change that image. But that also has an opportunity cost, right? Like it's gonna hurt him if he stops advertising exterior stuff so much. Okay. Go to the southwest corner of I-8 Monastic Cavern and zone back to Devoy. I-8 is where? I-8. Okay, that's easy enough. We're definitely gonna get aggro in here. I don't think I needed to sneak will here, but we have the stacks and the funds for it, so we're just gonna do it anyway. Of course, in the end, you gotta stick with what you're best with. Yeah. So in the unlikely event, way in the future, if I'm ever sick of Final Fantasy XI, I might segue into Final Fantasy XIV, which by then will be probably like the Final Fantasy XI of the MMOs of its time. They're gonna beat that horse to death as long as they can. Beat the dead horse, rather. Or as long as they can. And given that they're treating Final Fantasy XIV like a theme park MMO, I don't see it ever winding down for probably years. I mean, World of Warcraft is still like the undisputed king, probably in terms of raw numbers, but Final Fantasy XIV, especially circa within the last 2 years, has definitely gotten some legs on it. Like to the point where they had to temporarily stop Final Fantasy XIV from being sold because the servers were so overloaded and they couldn't open new servers fast enough. Or you can become a wood butcher and you got the connections now. Yeah. All I want to do is play all day with my wood. Nobody gets it but you guys. Like understanding the concept, not playing with my wood. Segue into opening my only wood account. Final Fantasy XI, at least on this specific private server, assuming it doesn't get cease and desisted, which is less likely as time goes on, the server has a real shit, like as in like good, like, you know, Power Glove bad type good, development team behind it of at least initially about 100 people, of developers, coders, community managers, moderators, admins, so on and so forth. And they're planning on reverse engineering all the expansions and, quote, doing it right this time, unquote. Where do we need to go? Head east across the bridge and then north to the top of J8. This is slowly coming back to me. I don't think anything around here is gonna aggro me to sneak. If like the closest that Final Fantasy 14 has ever come to capsizing is 1.0. I was there. I was there when the original scrolls were written. I was there on the beach when there was no auto attack, when there was no auction house, and it was nothing but people setting up bazaars, and the closest thing to an auction house being a 20 physical level building that was themed, but there was no restriction on what you could sell and where. So it was just garbage that people were selling for all directions, and you had to check through hundreds of people in order to find something that may apply to you. The Dark Ages, man. Or like the map was just like copy pasted BS in all directions, thousands of miles, copy and paste. Have you been to the cave to the south? Best to stay away if you know the danger, not that it's all that easy to find the way in there. Do I have to touch the... Artar by the name is said, I'll go Joel. To get the quest, you must touch the wall of banishing, which is directly south of you in the southwest corner of J9. Okay. Blizzard having a identity and culture crisis that is ongoing, probably indefinitely, definitely helps Final Fantasy XIV's standing and longevity for sure. There's no disputing that. I don't think I have a re-raiser, do I? I don't. That sucks. I'll be fine. I just have to wait until they're not paying attention. Please stop moving. War Chief, please. Good. Go. Yeah, boy. Invisible me. It was like I was never there. Let's go. 100 people. Can you think of any other private service with that staff? I honestly can't. I think that it's not unrealistic to say that it's likely that this is going to be the last big private server, because it's supposed to be the one that ends all private servers, right? That we're going to be taking an era plus approach. By we, as in like I'm speaking from like the perspective of the staff, taking a reverse engineering era plus approach to all expansions, every bit of content that's out there, and we're going to, since we have foresight, we're going to avoid the massive mistakes asterisk that have been made. Let me tell you this, like real shit. If they make Besieged work, I will live and breathe the Treasures of Aht-Urgan expansion. I cannot overstate how excited I am at the premise that they might be able to make Besieged work. Eden, which was the other private server that this one cannibalized, basically left Besieged as like the end all be all absolute final thing after every other bug has been crushed, after every other piece of content has been introduced. Besieged might get put in, but even then they said that it would be a long shot, not just because in terms of code and logistics it's an insane endeavor to get something like that working. Because it's not like they can ask Square Enix, right? Square Enix is just going to be like, oh yeah, here's the raw code, go for it. They basically have to figure it out from scratch. I'm assuming. I mean, they have to have something to start with, right? Otherwise the Dark Star project wouldn't have started. But still, SE is not going to make it easy for them. To complete the mini quests, you must go to 4 pools in Devoy. The Howling Pond is located northwest corner of H10. So we'll just go to these in order. H10 is where? Okay, they are listed for me here on the map. So we will just do them roughly in order. Howling Pond, Screaming Pond, Wailing Pond, and where's the last one? Is there not a fourth pond? H10? H10 me? Okay, that's Howling Pond. We're visible right now, so we're fine. Northwest corner of H10, Wailing Pond, northeast corner of L9. L9. Okay, there's that one. E8. Okay, I see that one. The Groaning Pond, which is not displayed on the map. Wow, what a bunch of dicks. All right, we're gonna go to the ones that we see and then go for the last one. How about that? Yeah, let's just go for it. Let's just pick one. The ponds aren't gonna wait for us. I am glad that I did a cursory glance through the walkthrough. If only because it does tell you that you're gonna get cursed from doing this. I wonder what the lore is behind that building. I don't know what the lore of Devoy is, but the orcs obviously did not construct that. It is of Sandorian make. Down. Down me. I would like to down. System of a down. Can I down here? I can down here. Uppies. Following the river at H6 north and to the east. H. Okay. We're close enough to that one, so I don't have to worry about not seeing it on the map. We're just going to go for the very top one. Even though I should have checked before we went down, the fish are not high enough level to aggro us. So I'm going to perhaps foolishly take off my sneak and flee. So we can accelerate a little bit. All of the Beastmen strongholds are kind of like ass to navigate, but Devoy is like nothing compared to Castle Ostroja. At least Devoy is mostly horizontal. Castle Ostroja can fuck itself. Oh, real. It's a nasty, nasty bird place. And it should feel stupid. I said it. Let's say it again. Do I have to go to these in order? I don't, right? Please? It's not a physical item. I dipped the orb into the pool. This is definitely where the orcs go to do their business. Do I need... What was the lore behind this? What I'm doing? You really want to rue into that cave? Ha, not after I went through all the trouble sealing off the orc lord. Especially not now with reinforcements on the way. Best rue to stay out of that cave, I say. But you made it this far. Guess I'll give you a chance. Alrighty then, pass my test and I'll let you into that meanie weenie old cave. I'm gonna give you a white orb, which you're to dip into the 4 red pools. That pool was not red, that was brown. You'll know the orb is absorbing magic when its color changes. This is just like elaborate plank, right? Like there's no way that at the end of this the Taro doesn't say Bazinga, right? Or he doesn't start shouting like Lamau got him. I can't believe he actually did it. Hello, this is Stoic. Welcome to Jackass. And then I guess we just get the other ones in relative closeness to each other. So we're gonna go all the way south, and then go east, and then grab the south one, and then the west one, because we're already on the right side in order to do that.
No, 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 no. Emotional damage.
And then my favorite.
Macaroni with the chicken strips.
I hope that my sleep is better tonight. I have a feeling like it's gonna be about the same. Thinking otherwise is cope, but maybe there's like a smidgen of hopium in there. That real dank shit. It's typically Sundays into Mondays that I struggle the most with. Not because like I don't have any active fear of my job or dislike or anything like that. All things considered, my job is fine. It's a perfectly serviceable 8 to 5, no complaints. But still, the concept of waking up at a God-fearing hour is something that my body has not acclimated to, and may never. For as long as I've been alive, I have been a night owl combined with a house cat, which means that I strongly naturally value both alone time and independence, and that extends to my schedule. So when on the weekends, perhaps foolishly, if I just have nothing else happening the next day, I stay up until I'm naturally tired, which in my body's interpretation means like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Dip it into that stank, if you don't mind. It also doesn't help that my dog, my precious peanut butter princess, who can do no wrong and has sun-kissed toes, she likes to chew on her bones as a relaxing thing. And granted, if she wasn't chewing on her bones, like, she could just as easily be destroying something, right? So like, at least she's doing something non-violent and with her stuff to like help herself wind down. But I do make the mistake sometimes of not putting up or away her Himalayan dog chews, which are like these yak cheese freeze-dried bones that are about as hard as you can get while still being digestible and not being able to break her teeth. It's like anything less than she devours it in like a quarter of the time. But you know, just imagine her trying to basically break through the dog equivalent of a jawbreaker at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then doing that for an hour, and you can understand. You can understand how that would be a little bit inhibitive to like a normal sleep pattern. My dream would be to do interior work in an uninhabited area so I could work well into 3 a.m. Generally, people don't like when you show up at their house at midnight and ask to work on their deck. I'd imagine that there's at least it was with this way with landscaping, but sometimes people will just be like, okay, I'm gonna be away for a few days, and you know, if you could just like do my deck up like do my deck up good. You know, client speak. But I'm sure that you get plenty of the reverse, which is people that are just like micromanaging you with cameras and shit. The only issue would be that they still have neighbors. Yeah. Look at this hat. On Tara Tara, which is like the little magical people, this hat is like outrageously cute. If only because it takes up like 90% of their physical mass. That's kind of cute on Mithra too. But Mithra are kind of cute in general. Ooh woo.
Ooh woo.
Meow.
Rar, X3, what's this? Aurora?
Actually, I've never run into micromanaging clients yet. Good. Fuck them. No, I don't mean that. Open parentheses, he does mean that. Close parentheses. Alright, we have one more pool of shit to dip this orb into. And then if I'm... It looks like there's not much after that. Like, most of this thing that we're doing, this journey that we're partaking on, is this part. At least Square Enix had the mercy then to incorporate the the legwork needed, the time investment of getting this quest done, just to go through the fucking magic wall. When I worked for my family's landscaping company, I also do not remember experiencing many micromanaging clients. I mostly felt pretty much the entire time, at least 70-80% of the time, having the active, ever-present thought of, wow, these people have way too much money to have us be doing this. The counterpoint would be, well, you're gainfully employed, and yet I still could not shake that feeling. Like I'm sure that, so like as a Stoic, you are permitted, as it were, to do things that you find enjoyable. The red line is avoiding the things that you find enjoyable corrupting you to the extent that if you feel as though those things were to go away, that your control over your mind to some extent goes with it, or that your peace of mind or independence of mind is tied in some inappropriate way to the thing, such that you are psychologically disaffected badly if you're missing those things. But I buy stupid shit on occasion. I definitely, run it through the gamut before I let myself, take the plunge, especially with like something expensive. But I don't really want or find myself going after many things that count as that. So, I mean, the most expensive thing that I feel like I would shell out for if something were to happen to it would probably be my computer. If only because I've always been, always will be very computer leaning. We've been doing deck installs along the lakeshore, $900,000 houses that couldn't be paid to inhabit. They're basically little townhouses. They're only that price because they're along the water. Perception of value, just like, FOMO, it do be a very human condition thing. And they talked about that in like the Stoic scripts of old. They would be like, why do you, because like back then, you know, people also had way too much money, or at least some did, that were in positions of power. And so, you know, it was like a common line of thinking. It'd be like, you know, you have like 22 room houses, but you can only inhabit one at a time. What are the other 21 rooms doing for you? It's gonna take a moment to heal. Not because I feel like we're gonna be in any danger, but because I don't remember offhand if the bats are blood seeking. Not that they would really be a threat. We're out of yellow HP, which is honestly what I cared about. We also undid the curse on ourselves and have cursed the absolute shit, literally, out of the orb. It's not poop, Stoic. Don't be dramatic. Did it not look like it? It's silly though. The only view is the salt piles across the lake, and you could probably hear the gunshots from Muskegon Heights. all that you need to do, as I'm gonna speak from total inexperience, but there has to be some grain of truth to this, that all you need to do as a real estate agent is say buy the water, and it infuses like an extra 0 into it, into the cost of whatever it is that you're trying to sell. How do we get back up there? We have to go all the way around? We have to go all the way around, don't we? That sucks. One day we will live within my wife and I and our dog, who I'm going to put into a robot body if things go on long enough. Me, my wife, and my robot dog are going to be by the shore or within relative distance of the shore, so that I can make her as happy as humanely possible. I honestly, you could put, like, as long as you put food and water down for me and my computer, and like maybe like the occasional Rockstar ripped or whipped, was it Rockstar Boom now? They used to call it whipped, but they have since changed it because of some unpleasant connotations with that word. Rockstar energy drinks, you just put that shit by me and I am basically self-sufficient indefinitely, so I am happy wherever. Actually, that's not true. I do not want to be anywhere unless, you know, fate decides. Anywhere that is hot, including very hot. Your wife likes the ocean or just being near water in general? Both. But particularly the beach. But she's always, I mean, obviously she's always been with a beachy family, but her family's always been beach leaning, beach adjacent, beach oriented. Yeah, exactly. Near the ocean. Is there no easier way that I could have... Hello, wife. Who is that? Who is there? Planeswalker Pain, thank you so much for following. I hope that you are enjoying the content as much as the content is enjoying you. I think I just took the long... I thought there was a way up. There is not. Use real voice for 5 minutes, please hold. It takes a lot of CPU power to synthesize this human voice that I'm using currently, so that you people feel as though I'm like one of you or whatever. So I need to decouple some things. I mean,
believe how nice it is to take off the audio mask. Like, I do it for you guys, right? I want to make sure that you are comfortable, that you are audially pleased by the combination of my voice and the music, that it functions as a proverbial lullaby, as it were. You don't like my voice? You said in your vows that you would what were our vows again? Something about accepting me and my voice and like, you know, liking the way that I put away dishes and stuff. That's what you said. Don't gaslight my community. I didn't need to go southeast at all. You didn't complain about it when I started talking like this on our first date. Am I going in circles? I am going in circles. I need to not be here. I need to think about what I'm doing. Where's the monastic cavern? It's south. It's south from here. I just need to go south. I said I would provide a lifetime of peppermint creamer. You have succeeded on that about 95% of the time. So you're doing good. I would like to enter the monastic cavern, please. Thank you. And if you don't like if this voice doesn't happen to be doing anything for you, I do have variations of it. They're a little bit harder on my synthetic vocal cords, but nothing comes close to the quote human voice unquote.
How is that? Is this better? Do you like this? I need to pay attention to where the actual entrance is. Please hold. H11. H11. Alright, open up your attention tonight, fellas. We need to go all the way down again. Help me. For example, you don't like it?
This one. You like this? Does this do anything for you? I mean, it's not much better. I grown? That's fine. We can outrun it. I might be fleeing, but it doesn't make me a bitch. I mean, my marketing department has informed me that now is the time to return to the original voice. And by original voice, I mean when I put it on, it makes you all as comfortable as possible.
There we go. Normal. Testing. Testing. The marketing department head stuck his or her head in and did the, you know, cut it motion over and over again. Even though I think they're wrong, you know? Who am I to fight against raw mathematical analysis? Are you a cyborg because you have 5% human skin on your neck, or are you just a robot with synthetic skin only on your neck? From what I understand, because more or less I just woke up like this, Lamau, it is the latter. They also stopped... they gave me the eyes that light up when I speak. I'm pulling a lot of hate. So it goes. They're probably not going to kill me. If they do get close to killing me, I will chug this Hermes Quencher to get out of here. But I don't think they're going to get close, so I'm going to get into the cavern. They did not permit me the use of my mouth, so I have to ingest lubricant through other orifices that are available to me. I have been informed that the engineers that have survived, I am slept. This could be bad. This is my original incarnation. First, they have to hit me. My evasion is very high. They'll probably only hit me for like, yeah, they're only gonna hit me for like 20. I'm surprised they got these idiots cast bio on me, man. Don't they know that their DOTs are gonna keep me around? So the original engineers that designed me, who now exist as brains in life-sustaining pods, have informed me that there is a updated model that I could transfer my consciousness into in a very Soma-like way. So it's not so much transferring as it is copying a copy of my personality and memory data into the new body. And then I would basically need to kill my former self so that I can be the only one, like Highlander. And that new model will probably have mouth movements, but they say that it's a very time and expense-inducing or expensive process. So I would need to get at least probably 200 subs. I probably need to get, they told me, they were like, listen, you need at least 200 subscribers before you can give you the updated model, before we can justify the throughput, because you're because your current model is just fine. It's actually pretty good for what's been invested in it. You know, you got the fluid motions, the necklace that is my emblem sways a little bit, the toga wrappings move around independently. You know, I've got pretty good range of movement. I can even turn my head side to side like this. I can look up, I can look down. You can't really look down that well, but it does. It does accommodate it a little bit. All right, we are going to heal a little bit. I am perfectly content to just gradually grow like this. The most dangerous thing that you can do starting off as streaming or projecting yourself in any way that relies on like community feedback or perception, you need to be able to divorce yourself of awesome. I'm so sorry, Yulia Korsakova 6, thank you so much for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. 1,000 blessings upon your house and yours. Boy howdy, may it take us a bit to get to the position where we hit either two things, like a critical mass of people that are following to the extent that other people follow because they see so many followers, and then viewers viewing because other viewers are also viewing other viewers view. And then typically at some point there's like a person that is out there that is summoned forth to dump hundreds of gift subs into the mix. And then at that point, you just need to balance consistent content that is good, great, outstanding quality indefinitely with some kind of hook that is interesting, gripping in some capacity. For me, my impression is that not only do people be liking the video games, but also people want to know what the fuck this life thing is about. And if anything good can come out of me spending literally every waking moment, every spoken word, thought, or action that I take in real life or the digital space, and trying to improve the way that my mind works, or trying to understand why people do the things that they do the way that they do them with the time and the resources that they do, and then teaching other people how to navigate life using that knowledge. If I can do that and people get something out of it, and I happen to be fiscally, supported along the way, that's what my ultimate goal is. I feel like I have to do it. I feel like it's either like the other thing, the other like thread that I've been following so far is that I have to either speak about the philosophy that has effectively made me who I am, and to teach others to use it in whatever capacity that they prefer to use it, or I have to write about it, or both. And writing is a very difficult sell, if only because book publishing is basically hell, even if you self-publish. Not that I wouldn't be able to do it, and not that I don't think that I can do it. It's just the proclivities that I have, which is like video gaming and writing. Of the two hobbies that I have, I can use the writing to supplement the video gaming. It's very hard for me to supplement my writing with video gaming, unless it was something like, I don't know, like talking about how you can build endurance, patience, appreciation through getting your shit pushed in 1,000 times in Dark Souls. Wrong way. But I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing to date, which is aggressively reining in my expectations, being thankful for everyone that follows and watches, and just trying to put more good out into the world than that perhaps there was before it, or some other good feely type shit.
Fine, I guess you are my little PogChamp.
On that note, brace for...
This guy stinks!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks! Ad impact in 2 minutes. I'm literally doing nothing except for running around, so to avoid inconveniencing people that might come in the interim, I'm gonna run ads now. I will see you in 90 seconds. You still get a picture-in-picture view, even though it honestly sucks, at the top right of the screen. So you can continue to watch me run around with bated breath. See you in 90 seconds. And obviously, if you're subscribed, it literally does not impact you at all, because Amazon and their infinite wisdom, and Bezos's by extension, allows you to continue watching ad-free. Is that the cursed orb you have there? Well, all's well that ends well. This is about through all the power you'll need, methinks. It is definitely a shit move for Square Enix to have you actually be cursed in this awful place. And if people aren't familiar with what being cursed means, you move incredibly slowly and your HP and MP is at least halved. And this isn't like this isn't a nice place, so that sucks. All right, so we have the crimson orb, which we needed. What's next? Return to Sidal with the cursed orb. You'll turn to the crimson orb. Go to wall banishing southwest corner of J9. Open the wall by clicking it. Zone into monastic cavern. Okay, so we just have to go straight. All hail the great and mighty Bezos. May his super yacht collection expand ever further. My yacht collection will blot out the sun. Then we shall pog in the shade. I'm gonna get hate here, but you know, I got stuff to do, so there we go. I'm surprised I didn't get hate there. And then the product of us going through all of that should be somewhere relatively close. Hug left wall and proceed to the southwest corner. Careful of true sight orc NMs that lurk in this room. Left wall. Mostly on the eastern side, it says. Activate the question marks to receive your orcish crest. I probably should have checked to see if that thing was anything dangerous. The hex spinner is true sight. Oh, thank you. I need to get out of 25-yard range. I did. Very good. I wonder what he drops. What does he drop? I'm gonna check this because I'm curious. Hex spinner. Orcish hex spinner. He drops some high-level magic and the Black Mage's testimony. Okay. That makes sense to me. And we don't need to drop down, it says. We just need to check this one spot. How people were supposed to fucking figure all this out in order to get this crest the first time around? Insane. We got it. Let's go.
Oh, dude. 4 strength, 4 stam, leather belt. Ah! Level 18.
Okay. And then we'll probably have just enough time to get one more crest. I'm not doing the Castle of Troja one. Meow. I'm gonna do that one off stream because that thing is gonna take like a fucking at least an hour and 30 minutes just to do that one. I don't remember the Quadov one being too bad. Enter Badeau and follow the tunnel down to H7. Okay. Congratulations on getting all the Promi fights done. I always thought pretty highly of the Promi fights. Once I get most or all of the vanilla missions done, I'm gonna go to Zellart next. I'm gonna try to follow them in chronological order. It probably would be better if I didn't try to follow them in chronological order, if I tried to just go with whatever my current level caps are, but I'm gonna make a really serious push after this, when I've sold all my ninja stuff and I basically put away the job for good. I'm gonna push extremely hard into Paladin. It just seems the most reasonable to me. We have about 1 billion sneak oils for this next session because Kodav are very sound sensitive. But do we have echo drops? I do have echo drops on me. Okay. Look at me being all prepared and such. Me go, girl. Ironically, out of all of the areas, I don't know if it's just because I'm like fast token or if that has anything to do with it at all, but like Vado is the easiest place for me to navigate. In terms of like sheer confusion for like Beastman strongholds, I would rank Castle Ostroja absolutely like way at the top. It's at like it's just there's nothing even comes close, and then Devoy probably just because it has like 1 million looping ways that everything can go. It's basically like all squiggly lines in all directions. But Vado is like, all things considered, like 3 ramps and that's it. Like the most difficult part about it is navigating the weird AoE curse and muting things. They're flan me. So let's talk about Greatsword Paladin. People don't do it. That's it. That's all. That's the whole conversation. Occasionally, birds and songs will chirp and sing of the extremely rare Greatsword Paladin. I've never personally seen one. No, that's not true. I think I saw one for approximately like 15 seconds in passing. I've never partied with one. The Square Enix has decided in their original drafts of the job, which Horizon has kept intact, that Greatsword Paladin should be a thing. The reasoning is that despite them giving Paladins the worst accuracy scaling out of any of the jobs that have Greatsword capability, and to the extent that it's like at 75, like a Dark Knight who has A- scaling will hit 10% more often than a Paladin would at the same range, barring any other attribute boosting equipment, anything like that. Paladins and Dark Knights are the only ones in the game that can use Greatsword, all the Greatsword skills. There's no restriction between them. Bizarrely, Warrior has B+ scaling, Paladin has B, but Warriors do not get any exclusive Greatsword skills. So, in addition, not only by virtue of Paladins having access to exclusive Greatsword skills, but they also get an array of sometimes exclusive Paladin Greatswords. Like there's at least 3 to 5 Greatswords that are Paladin only. that won't like knock your socks off, but they are there, and the times that they do appear, they're pretty strong. So, you know, in conclusion, Mom said that it was my turn with the Greatsword, so I may try it. Now I have the benefit of being a very high level cooking, that I can make at cost pretty much whatever food that I want, high quality or otherwise, which is gonna get even better once I grab my meme cooking katana. There is a type of food that is the closest thing to allowing me to push the Greatsword Paladin concept into reality, and that is Ikra Gunkin. Ikra Gunkin is a type of seafood that gives you a mix of vitality, dexterity, accuracy, and defense, which are two halves of what you would want to miss less with a two-handed weapon, because each point of dexterity counts as 1 point of accuracy, which is 0.5% hit chance converted all the way down. So it's like if I slam at level 10, if I slam back one of those bad boys, I'm getting a huge boost in defense, and I like, barring any other additions to my equipment, I'm instantly infusing myself with like 12-13% more hit chance, like right off. Which at level 10 is insane. The only thing that I'm struggling with a whole lot is the obvious lack of shield mastery. Because I'm not using a shield. I'm using a big ass sword. And shield bash. Shield bash is something that you use every 5 minutes that, you know, you can stun an enemy with it, and you can do a little bit of chit damage, but its primary use is hate control, IMO. Like, you can get some silly numbers if you do some combinations, but that's primarily what it's used for. Which is important. The greatsword damage, if I'm landing hits hard enough, could, over the long term, contribute enough hate aggregation that it's a non-issue. That, like, I could be gaining so much TP over the course of the 2 to 3 hours, more than I would if I had been using shield bash intermittently. Like, I'm not a mathematician or a coder, so I couldn't tell you for sure. Head down the tunnel at H7, so we need to go to H7. Okay. Even though I don't think I'm gonna need it, I'm gonna equip my weapons. And shield mastery, but shield mastery gives you TP back for each thing that you block. But with two hands, you just get, if you hit consistently with a two-handed weapon, you're gonna get TP back probably way faster than you would if you had a sword and stuff. And like, in addition to that, your weapon skills will actually do something, as opposed to like 90% of the sword weapon skills just being like shit. Except like what, like Vorpal Blade maybe, and like Savage Blade. But Savage Blade is like, aside from like relic weapon skills, like the end all be all anyway, that you need to do a whole ass, you know, quest for. Who needs it when you got a big sword? Cloud didn't have a problem all game. Exactly. I am the Cloud Whisperer. Then proceed up the tunnel F8, second map. F8. Okay, so it wants me to go to B. Which means that I need to pass the Curse Obelisk by muting myself. I'm sure that there's a lore reason why I need to be muted in order for the curse statue to not affect me. I do not know it. That is a failing on my part. I tried to deep dive the lore of this game. Like, I tried to find something that would be like, okay, it's the year 20XX, and this is the last, like, the earliest recorded event that we have, and then in chronological order, these are all the things that have happened in Final Fantasy XI. Chronologically until the current day. Like, that's what I want, and I can't find that. Like, all I could, like, for instance, like with Bastok or Bastook, if you choose that parlance per the, you know, intro cutscenes narrator, all I could find was that, like, people think that the president is like a good guy, and he's trying to raise Galka out of their unfortunate positions, even though you don't really see that, or like he doesn't talk about it, but like that's what the lore says. that like maybe he expands on it, maybe he talks more as like the rank missions like go up. Like I've never been rank 10. Full stop. Let's eat a silent oil now that we're above ground. Hug the right wall to the ramp at E10. Oh, that's right. I don't have invisible on, so I can flee through here. I'm going to move very fast, but very quietly. Look at me go. The definition of a ninja. I know nothing other than Galka were slave labor, basically. Yeah, I think that they were driven out. My ancient memories are trying to explain to me stuff that I've forgotten. Let's see, Ethan, hug wall to Ethan, head north. Head to the northeast section of the map without falling down until you get to K6. Where is K6? K6. Okay. I'm just gonna go all the way down. Jump down and take the tunnel at section K6. Okay, I see it. I've been down there before, so I should be able to find my way. From what I remember, from the very first time that I tried to look up the history of the game, the Galka used to live in the Altepa Desert. Can I have any lore hounds independently confirm that for me? That just happen to know it? But I think that the Antica forced the Galka out. Or like the Galka basically like accidentally started shit with the Antica. The Antica pushed them out. And then Bastok was in some kind of position for reasons to take them in. And then they were incidentally used as slave labor. But like there were so many Galka that they didn't know where to put them. So slums were constructed. And then yada yada, something something, more lore happened. And then the Crystal War happened. And then it's been 20 years since that point, I believe. And then we're here, walking along the top of Bordeaux. Dangerously close to calling it bidet is not the same thing, although it kind of looks like it. I mean, the Quadav have to have like excellent like medical insurance, right? Because like you gotta be getting tetanus like every 3 seconds by like going anywhere near their housing or walls or like literally anything. I mean, look at that. That's just a hazard. I mean, I know that's the point. My goodness. You gotta sand down those edges, boy. They could hurt somebody. Where are we going? Oh, I see. Can I fall down here? I can fall down here. I was gonna go all the way around like an idiot. Just in case it matters, I'm going to echo myself. Anyway, like I was saying, even if it turns out to be a big meme, the Greatsword Paladin, I mean, at least I can say I tried. In the same vein as me saying at least I tried to see how Sweaty Ninja performs. And it performed good. And like anytime they've had like and like obviously there's nobody's holding a like a crossbow to my head, right? So like I'm not being forced to do Greatsword Paladin forever. And obviously there will be people that will have some misgivings about it when they do see it, but I have a good enough grasp of, like, I've worked in like a behavioral school, so there's literally nothing that anybody can do to me that hasn't been done already. Like, it's not like these people can like bite or headbutt me, right? So I'll just let the results speak for themselves. I think it'll be super good, especially like given the fact that I have enough recurring income through crafting, generally speaking, to weather slamming back like a million Yagudo juices, Yagudo drinks. That's what they're called. Pretty much indefinitely. I can probably make it work, and at the very least, it'd be funny. And sometimes you just gotta do stuff because it's funny, as long as you're not definitively compromising the experience of other people. Once underground again, follow the path to M2, second map. M8. Okay, so I have to go east. So I have to mute myself again, go south, then east, all the way down. So far, this is way less bad than Devoy. Devoy was ass. Some people are that dumb that they would headbutt their monitors. Bro. Stop that. Think of the children. This is a mute, right? Yes, it is. Incidentally, this is also where you hunt the Quadav that dropped the Paladin's testimony, if I remember right. So I'm going to have to come back here in the semi-distant future to kill many. Oh my god, I thought they were casting on me. I was like, no, it's impossible. I almost let myself believe. I didn't trick them. Trick is a very strong word in this context, but I did successfully rope 4 other strangers into a bad to borderline neutral party down here. They were willing to come out. I told them straight up. I was like, the camp is hunting high-level Quadav, and they came. They agreed. They signed off. And it was not good experience, but I did get my testimony. It was like levels. It was like level 69 nice, or level 70 grinding on Quadav for about 2 hours at like in this very room actually. At like 4,000 experience an hour. Which at or around 70 is dog ass. This is categorically bad experience. But they stayed for the whole thing. And when I told them, I was like, just so you know, coincidentally, as it happens, they also may be literally what I need to get my testimony. And they were like, oh, that's why he's like this. All right. Crest is located on the borderline of I6, I7. I6, I7. Okay, it's literally marked on the map. I think this is also where the Garnet Quadav is for the Red Mage testimony. Which is probably why that Red Mage is here. I7, I9. This is very, I don't like this, even though I know that I'm not actually at risk. I don't like being in here. The Ruby Quad-Ov, that's what they're called. Thoughts on using experience ring on level 1 jobs, save or use? I absolutely recommend doing it. If you know you're gonna get the job to level 10, absolutely do it. It will get you up to level 7. And then on your second use, it will get you up to level 10 before it wears out. So if all you care about is getting to level 10 as quickly as possible, you can spend 2 uses in order to get there within probably 2 hours, you know, in between the 2 uses. I don't know what the red mage is working on, but good luck to him. All right, we got the Quad-Ov crest. I don't know. Unless there's, I really should stop soon, if only because I can let myself breathe deeply the copium that I'll be able to sleep properly tonight, which is by far the most responsible thing to do. I'm having a mental block against wanting to go into Castle Ostroja. I just don't want to do it. So maybe that's tomorrow's Stoic's problem. I'm content with not getting LB3 unlocked. I'll just do it tomorrow. I can't do it. I can't make myself do it. Unless somebody subs to me, we'll do this. We'll do the streamer thing. Unless somebody subs to me in like the next 10 seconds, we're probably gonna call it. We'll do a subathon, guys. I'll keep torturing myself just to fucking feed this algorithm. No, don't do that. For the both of us. Not now, not like this. Not like this, JPEG. I literally did what I mentioned to you, NoFlow, on Stoic Mithra. So I did get Stoic Mithra, the hardcore Iron Man character, to level 10 off stream, because I imagine that like anybody can get a job to level 10. Like, it doesn't exactly, I wouldn't want, maybe some people would, maybe they would like watching somebody get a job up to level 10, but it's mostly just like a time investment thing. There's no inherent risk beyond what you invest in it. So I just did it off stream so that next time that rolls around, we'll be in a position to just start partying right away on Friday. Although Friday might not, no, next Friday is normal. I forgot. A couple of Fridays from now, I won't be able to stream, or if I do, it's going to be very short because like company is coming over and such. Okay. All right. That's going to do it for tonight, guys, I believe. Thank you so much for the follows. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for chatting. I greatly appreciate it. And you. The next stream is going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard or regional equivalent. On Wednesday, we're going to be doing Ace Combat 7, which I have been loving deeply. If you don't happen to be there to catch it, you can catch the VODs on my channel or on my YouTube, which is also the second place that I put all my VODs if that's where you prefer to go. That's it. You guys have a great night. I'm going to send anyone that is willing to partake to a random asterisk streamer that's also going to be doing Final Fantasy XI stuff, so pardon me a few moments while I identify such a person. Let's see. Pardon me, just one more moment. Please keep holding. Hold Chan. Hold me tight. We are going to send you over to Ayame because it's been a while since I've done that. She is an extremely nice individual, so if you could also do me a huge favor and just say hi in her chat, it's very uplifting to streamers to see new people talking and engaging. Lost control of my OBS. Where am I? There we are. /raid. Yame cat. All right, you should get some kind of prompt in a moment. If you don't, then I'll be sending you along. Thank you so much for coming out. I'll see you Wednesday. Bye bye bye.